It's time to stand up and be counted. Hi, I'm Maureen Russell Hodson, and this is Springboro Here and There. We are here in Springboro Council Chambers with Carol Hector-Harris, who is with the 2020 Census. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Maureen.
So this is big because this happens every 10 years.
Yes, it does. Every 10 years. We count everyone once and only once and in the right place. We do it every 10 years, as you said, and soon, as in next week, Thursday, we're going to mail out the invitation to participate in the 2020 census.
And let's walk our residents through what's going to happen, because I think before we're used to maybe people coming to our doors or packets coming, and really the federal government has really simplified it for us this time.
Absolutely. It doesn't take that much time to complete it. It's only a few questions. And this time, for the first time ever, you can do it online, or you can phone it in, or if you'd like to fill out the paper questionnaire, you can do that too. Now, next week, Thursday on the 12th, that's when we start mailing out those invitations to participate. And in areas where people don't have connectivity, we're going to send them the questionnaire because we know that they can't do it online. And
But
so
that's the preference, though, right, is to do it online?
Absolutely. Do it online, because then we don't have to mail out paper.
And so we're saving some paper, and we're saving the federal government a little bit of money, too, right?
Yes, we are. And it's quick. You go online, on the invitation letter, you have a unique ID. Everyone has a unique ID. And you can use that when you go online to complete the questionnaire or when you phone it in.
Okay, and that's going to help, too, that it's going to protect your identity and also security.
Yes, and that's so important because, you know, we live in the age where people try to take advantage of folks. And the thing of it is, if you get, well, you will get the census, but if you complete it right away, you're not going to have to worry about someone coming to your door to get you to complete the census. So if you complete it and someone approaches your house, call the police, because you know you've done it already and somebody's trying to scam. Or if you get something in the mail that pretends to be the census, you know you've already completed it. You know what the census looks like. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for your bank account. We don't ask for your social security number. So those are things to watch out for, because people trying to scam you, they would probably ask you for your bank account, or maybe for a donation, or for your social security number so they can access your credit report. But we don't ask for anything like that. But we do ask for your phone number. Why? Because if there's something that we detect that may not be quite right with how you completed the questionnaire, we want to follow up.
So it's just to clarify a question maybe that may look a little gray.
That's right. Okay. That's right. That's the only reason why we would call, and that's why we ask for your phone number. But no bank information, certainly no donation, and definitely not your social security number.
And that probably will make a few people feel better about filling it out. Let's talk about what we are asking, because it really isn't that detailed, and it probably would take you just a couple of minutes.
Yes. If there aren't that many people in your household, then it'll go faster. But there is about a half a page for each person in the household, and only one person needs to complete it for everyone. Now, we have a variety of relationships in households anymore. Sometimes people stay in a household with a friend or a family member just temporarily. But no matter what the circumstance, we need to count every single person in the household. Wherever you expect to rest your head on April 1st, which is Census Day, all of those individuals need to be counted. Now, Maureen, in 2010, more than 1 million children were missed. More than 1 million. And that it's just, we don't know the reason why people didn't count their kids, but more than 1 million were missed.
And clearly we want to count children.
We absolutely want to count children. If you miss a child now, this year, who's 3, the next time we can count that child is when they're 13. And they're in middle school, or if they were older now, they'd be in high school. We missed all of those years of counting. And this is a reason why the census is important. $675 billion is distributed to every state every year. It's all based on population, including children. So we want to make sure that we get our fair share of that federal pie. That's one reason why it's important. Another reason why it's important is because we have members of Congress who represent our voice in Congress. The more people in a state, the more congressional representation. We don't want to lose our voice. We want to at least maintain the number of congressional representatives we have now, or at least gain one, or maybe two. Right. But it's all based on population. That number is also what is used to do legislative redistricting.
That's, I mean, I don't think people really think about, I fill this out, how many important questions and all that, how that data is being used.
Absolutely. And people who do proposals, researchers, they rely upon census data to put those proposals together. If the data's not right, then what they're proposing is not right. Maybe what they're proposing isn't even necessary, but they don't know it because the details are off. There's so much that rides on it. Funding for children's lunch programs. We need to know how many children there are so we know how much food they need.
The same with schools. Do we need to have more schools where
That's right.
Where to put restaurants?
Where to put restaurants.
Where are people living? Yeah.
Businesses are not going to open where there's no one to take advantage of their service. And the key thing about that too is it would mean jobs in your community. So rather than taking the bus or driving, maybe you could walk to that new business that opened because they know that you're there. Same thing with public bus systems, public transportation. If they don't know you're there, the bus is not coming to your street. There's so much that rides on emergency services. Just about everything that we do, in our roads being paved, just about everything that goes on in life rides on the census population because that money that we receive for all of those services is based on that count.
So it's so critical that we take the 5 or 10 minutes to make sure that we do complete it. And again, we're going to get the invitation sometime in early April.
Yes, we are.
We can go right to our...
We're going to get the invitation next week, early March.
Okay.
And then if you don't return it, we're going to give you some time to complete it, to either do it online or phone it in. If you don't do it by April, then we're going to send you a reminder. And then you'll get another reminder. And then you'll get another reminder. And if you still don't
cannot escape the census.
No, because it's mandatory that we participate, and it's your civic duty. Now, if you don't, after all of those reminders and the invitation letter and the form you get in the mail and all of that, if you still don't do it, that's when someone from the Census Bureau is going to come knocking at your door. That's why I said if someone comes knocking and you know you've already done it, it's probably fraud, and you should probably call the police. Here's another thing, talking about census takers going door to door. We're hiring. If you're interested in a part-time job, full-time job, temporary job, apply to the Census Bureau. We pay every week. You get paid training. The hourly rate is competitive. We have positions, not just the census takers that everybody knows who goes door to door, but we have positions open where you can work in the office. We have clerk positions, office manager positions, recruiter positions, assistant recruiters, people with IT skills. We have all sorts of openings available. So don't prejudge your eligibility for a census job. Apply. You go to 2020census.gov/jobs. And you can apply for a Census Bureau position. A lot of people have already done it, and they're waiting to be called. And what we do is we create a pool of applicants so that when we need to hire people for specific operations like that going door-to-door operation, we have a pool of people that we can look to fill those positions. But like I said, we also have positions where you can work in an office. And the good thing too is, when do you ever have the chance to see the federal government work from
in action?
Inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
And these jobs last through into the fall, right?
And you can also be aware that you know, the U.S. Census Bureau is a part of the Department of Commerce. And you may find out that there are positions in the Bureau or in the Department of Commerce or somewhere else in the federal government that there may be positions open that you're interested in. So this could open up a whole new employment opportunity and career opportunity for you by applying and participating in the census, helping us get a complete count in the state of Ohio.
And the jobs are local.
And the jobs are local. And see, that's another thing. We want to hire people from neighborhoods where we may send them to get people to complete the questionnaire who didn't. And so they would be comfortable doing that job because they're familiar with the neighborhood. Those people that they're calling on may even know them, and they would be more comfortable to talk to them because they're from their community. And we have a lot of immigrants in the state of Ohio, and maybe this is their first time ever participating in a census. Maybe they didn't do it where they come from, or it wasn't mandatory, or they didn't trust the government. But they can trust the Census Bureau not to share any information with any agency or anyone. Every last one of us take an oath for life that we would not share any information. There's a financial penalty and there's an imprisonment penalty if we did. And trust me, I don't want to go to jail, and I don't have money to give because I violated my oath. I'm interested in a complete count for the state of Ohio so we get our fair share of that federal pie.
And it's not just for the state of Ohio, it's also for the city of Springboro. I mean, it's so important in your own community to make sure that you stand up and be counted, count your family, make sure anyone who's in your house on April 1
That's right.
gets counted.
That's right.
And for job information and for more information, you'd go to the website?
Yes, 2020census.gov/jobs. But 2020census.gov has all kinds of information about the 2020 census. But if you want to apply, add the /jobs at the end.
Well, thank you for sharing so much information. You're so passionate about the census. I think it's wonderful. We didn't even get to talk about the historic perspective and how you can find out so much about your family just from the census. So many good reasons to complete that form. For more information, you can always visit our website, which is ci.springboro.oh.us. Carol, thank you so much. We'll be looking for our mailboxes for that invitation.
Yes, you do.
We'll see you next time.